Hello. Today I'm going to be talking to you about preparing the PET Writing Part 1. In the PET for Schools exam, Part 1 will always be an email. And so today I'm going to be talking to you about answering this question, dealing with the question. We're going to look at an email question. We're going to look at how to analyze that question, so that we understand what it is that we have to write about clearly. And then we're going to look at some techniques that you can use when you are writing an email so that you write an email well. So first of all, let's look at a question. Let's look at an email question. So this is writing part 1. Let's look what a question looks like. It actually looks like this, and there's actually a lot of information there. And so we give very clear advice when you are reading a question. We think that you should read it very, very carefully so that you are answering the question as well as possible. So when you see a question like this, with all of this information, we suggest that you read the question following these 3 steps. We suggest that you read the question, reread the question, and highlight the key words. We ask you to read the question 2 times so that you really understand what it is asking you to do. And we ask you to highlight the key words because we think that this will help you to focus on what the most important information is that you must include in your answer. So let's have a look again at this question, part 1. And I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to read this on your own. And now we're going to read it together. You must answer this question. Part 1, you must answer this question. Write your answers in about 100 words on your answer sheet, and then read this email from your English friend Terry and the notes you have made. The email has been written by Terry, and the subject is learning a language. He's writing to you. Hi. I'm excited because next month I'm starting my beginners class to learn your language. I've never studied a foreign language before. Thanks for agreeing to meet to give me some ideas. Are you free next Thursday afternoon after school? My parents say they'll buy me a dictionary to help me learn new vocabulary and perhaps some videos. Do you think that's a good idea? And then you said that you would help me sometimes after I start my classes. Can you still do that? Bye, Terry. And now we have to answer this email. We have to write an email to respond to Terry, and we have to use all of the notes. And the notes are these things that we have written here. So when he said, I've never studied a foreign language before, thanks for agreeing to meet to give me some ideas, we've written no problem, referring to that point. Are you free next Thursday afternoon after school? Sorry, but. These are notes that we have written about Terry's email, and that is what we must include in our email. So now we've read the question 2 times. Hopefully we've understood what it is that we have to talk about. And what I would suggest that you do now is that you highlight the key words, the important words in the question. And that's what we're going to do together. So the first thing that I would highlight is that you must answer this question. Part 1 is always an email, and you must answer this email. You must write an email. We'll look at part 2 in later videos, but part 1 is an email and you must write it. You must write your answer in about 100 words. Really, you don't want to be writing much less than 100 words. And I would recommend that you don't write much more than 110, 115 words maximum. So this is important. We're writing an email and we're writing about 100 words. Our email, we have received an email from an English friend who's called Terry. Now, in the Pet for Schools, it's possible you'll write to a friend, or it's possible you'll write to a teacher in the Pet for Schools. It will always be an English friend. That is because you are going to write in English. Most often, Pet will use names which could be a boy or a girl, and so it really doesn't matter. You make a decision who you are going to write to. If you want to write to a boy, you write to a boy, and if you want to write to a girl, you write to a girl. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to use the Terry as a boy's name, and I'm going to be saying that I'm going to be writing to a boy. This is also important information. The subject of this email that we're talking about, that we're going to be writing, is about learning my language, learning a language. So this is important information that we need to highlight. Terry has written to us and he's told us that he's never studied a foreign language before, and he's happy that we are going to meet to give him some ideas. This is important information that we have to include in our email. We also have to include that we are going to say sorry about meeting next Thursday. We can't meet next Thursday. This is an important piece of information that I must include in my email. We also are going to advise Terry on this subject. Terry said that his parents are going to buy him a dictionary to learn new vocabulary and perhaps some videos. And we have to give advice about if we think that this is a good idea. And the final point that we have to include is Terry has said that we were going to help him after he starts his classes, and we have to offer to help. So this is another point that we have to include in our email. The final point that we have to highlight is that we are going to write an email, and we are going to include all of the notes. So these are the key parts of the question. And it's important that you go through this process. And again, the recommendation is that you read the question, reread the question, and you highlight the key words. And now we understand clearly what it is that we have to write when we are answering our email. So now we're going to give you some advice on how to write an email in the PET exam. When you're writing an email in the PET exam, we think it's very important that you include the 4 notes. The 4 notes is what we have just been looking at. The 4 comments that you have written around this person's email. Include these 4 points. It's important that you refer to your friend's email clearly, that you refer back to these 4 points so that the person who is receiving your email understands what it is that you are talking about. We think it's important that you try to use your own words. The question contains lots of written English, and some weak students will feel that they need to use the same words because they don't feel confident with their own language. You should try to use your own words as much as possible to show the examiner that you have good language and you have good vocabulary. So try to use your own words when you are writing your email. We think it's a very important thing when you are writing an email that you start by saying something friendly which is related to the situation. We also think that you should finish by saying something friendly related to the situation. And lastly, we think it's important that you open and you close like you are writing an email. You want to show the examiner that you know what an email looks like, and so you open it and close it like it's an email. So let's have a look at an example email that somebody has written responding to this question. Dear Terry, thanks for your email. It was really great to hear from you. I'm so excited you're going to start learning my language. I'm really happy to meet you if you want. We can carry on meeting even once you've started your classes, and I can help you with vocabulary. Tuesdays are great for me. What do you think? You talked about meeting next Thursday, but I have football practice after school, so could we meet some other time? Referring to the dictionary and the videos, I don't think you need videos because you can watch YouTube. The dictionary's a great idea, though. Good luck with your studies. Best wishes, Iñaki. We're going to look at this question now and we're going to analyze what this person has done well. This is a good answer to the question. It's a little bit long. This is about 112, 113 words long, but it's not too long. Remember, we have to write about 100 words. It's also good that this person has written in clear paragraphs. Let's analyze more closely what this person has done well in answering this question. The first thing that I would say they've done well is that they've opened and closed like it's an email. We can start with Dear Terry, hello Terry, hi Terry, but always remember this comma. And then we can finish. There are lots of ways that we can close. Best wishes, lots of love, hugs and kisses, bye for now. These are nice ways to open and close an email. This person has always started by saying something friendly related to the situation. Thanks for your email. It was really great to hear from you. This is a lovely way to start an email, and you can change it a little bit so that you make it more personal. Thanks for your email. It was really fantastic. It was really lovely. It was really nice. You can change the adjective here, but this is a very nice way to start an email. You'll also see that this person has started by saying something friendly related to the situation. I'm excited you're going to start learning my language. So this is a very good start. Start by saying something friendly related to the situation. He's also finished by saying something friendly related to the situation. Good luck with your studies. So start and finish by saying something friendly, which is related to the situation. The next point is that this person has included the 4 notes. We had to say that we were pleased he was starting to learn the language. We had to say that we were happy to carry on helping once he's started his classes. We had to say that we couldn't meet next Thursday, and we had to give a reason why. I have football practice. And then we also had to give advice on whether to get a dictionary or whether to watch videos. And this person has given advice. So he's included the 4 notes. This is very important. We must include all of the notes that are part of the email. And then the next point was to try to use your own words. We try not to copy the words which are in the question. Obviously, sometimes you will have to use some language. For example, we've used the word vocabulary. We've used the word, we talked about a dictionary or watching some videos. So yes, we have used the word dictionaries and videos, but then we try to use our own words to describe the situation. Are you free next Thursday? He says, you talked about meeting next Thursday. We didn't copy the words, I am free next Thursday. So where possible, this person is trying to use their own words. This person is trying to show that they have got good vocabulary. And that's what we are trying to do when we write for the examiner. We're trying to show the examiner that we have our own words. So not copying too much here. So this is another thing that this person has done well in answering their question. We've also referred clearly back to our friend's email. You talked about meeting next Thursday. You remember? It says here, are you free next Thursday? Sorry, but. We refer back to that email using the words you talked about meeting. We also refer to your friend's email clearly when we say referring to the dictionary and the videos. This is a way of referring back to the email so it is clear what you are talking about. There are other ways that you can refer back to your friend's email. You can use you mentioned, you talked about, you asked about, referring to, and all of these structures can be followed by either a noun or ing. So let's have a look at some examples of this. You mentioned a football match. This is a noun. You mentioned wanting to play football, ing. I'm sorry, my neighbour's shouting at his dog. I hope you can still focus on what I'm saying. So these are ways of referring back to your friend's email. You mentioned plus a noun, or you mentioned plus ing. You talked about a noun, a school party. You talked about, sorry, that should have a there. You talked about a school party, or you talked about ing, you talked about having a school party. What about you asked about? Let's see what that can be followed with. You asked about a time to meet. That's a noun. You asked about meeting on Thursday, ing. So all of these structures can be followed by a noun or ing, referring to a film to watch, referring to watching a film. So you can either follow it with a noun or ing. Wanting, having, meeting, watching. These are nice ways of referring back to your friend's email. So, to summarize, this person has written a very nice email. They've started, they've opened their email in a nice way. Dear Terry, hello Terry, hi Terry, and that punctuation, comma. They've closed their email well. Best wishes, kind regards, lots of love. This is a nice way to open and close your email. They start by saying something friendly related to the situation. I'm so excited you're going to start learning my language. Thanks for your email. This is starting, saying something friendly related to the situation. They also finish with something friendly related to the situation. Good luck with your studies. The next thing this person does well is they include the 4 points. You must include the 4 points, the 4 notes that you have made in the question. And then they also refer back to the email that you've received. You talked about meeting, referring to the dictionary. And so this is a very nice email. This is somebody who has read the question, reread the question, underlined the keywords. They've understood exactly what they have to talk about, and then they have written a very good email to answer this question. This was the advice that we give for writing an email in the PET exam. You can pause the video and you can make notes of this. And then try and use this advice when you are writing your emails for the PET for schools. I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has been useful. And I hope this will help you with your writing. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your emails in the PET for schools.